Dear viewers, welcome to Side Mirror SSD. My name is Atim Sijan, and this is your only platform where you get to be informed on the most trending issues in South Sudan and also across our neighboring countries and beyond. As you know very well, some few days ago we've been talking about a trending issue when Angela Katatumba sat down with a journalist whose names we have confirmed today. Is called Waswa Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a freelance journalist who does blogging, and he has a YouTube channel where he posts his videos. So Emmanuel Waswa sat down with Angela Katatumba. That was in August last year, 2021. And they had an interview that only went viral when Mr. Green, who did a collabo with Angela Katatumba, got the video online, and then he was so bitter, and he mentioned some few bitter words and disappointments in regards to the video that was circulating, and how Waswa Emmanuel made a mockery out of the death of our late Mantani, and also how he undermined our South Sudanese music industry. So Mr. Green, just like any other South Sudanese, was not happy with the incident and expressed himself. By doing so, he reached out to Calvin, the entertainer. Calvin is one of the promoters in Uganda. He's a TV presenter who works with the Ugandan Broadcasting Corporation. And Calvin, the entertainer, was not also happy, and he went on and shared the same video on his Facebook page. And Calvin had more than 40,000 followers on Facebook, and the story went viral. And in the words of Calvin, in the words of Calvin, he mentioned very well that this is unbecoming and this is not a good thing to be done. And he called out Angela and Emmanuel Waswa to make sure they apologize to the public, South Sudanese, and to the East African music fraternity. And it was very clear that all the Ugandans were not in support of what Emmanuel Waswa did. And, we South Sudanese across our different walks of life came out strongly and condemned the fact that this reckless statement was made by someone who is a journalist, someone who is doing journalism online, who has a following on YouTube. And it was condemned strongly by all South Sudanese, not only musicians, but of course we have to applaud the reaction from most of our musicians, some of which are dynamic, the Sudanese Child, and Lady Kola, even Denaya Dennis, our gospel artist, and so many others. So by doing so, the story was posted, the video was posted on 11th of January 2022. And that was after it was shared with Calvin by Mr. Green, and asking him to to post it on his Facebook page and call for action, which was done. So we want to thank Calvin. Calvin, the entertainer, is a very, very impartial journalist working with Ugandan Broadcasting Corporation. We have to applaud his actions. And he mentioned some few words that I would like to repeat here. He said that I think this was a bit harsh and an irrational description of the South Sudan artist Wakubye Nyo Blood, that is in Luganda. And then he also went ahead and said, these are our brothers in the East African music community that we equally need as we strive to get to the next level. Kevin also mentioned the fact that we shall rise as a bloc by embracing our uniqueness and uplifting one another, which explain these collaborations like the one with Angela Katatumba and Mr. Green, the ones with Silver X and Radio Whistle, John Frog, and Harmonize. So this is a well-informed individual who understood the work of media, and he went ahead to even mention some few examples of collaboration we have made with not only Ugandan artists, but even beyond Uganda, like with Harmonize and other artists. So we want to say thank you to Kelvin, the entertainer from UBC, Uganda, and this is the only spirit we need across the East African bloc to make sure we support each other, we grow together. South Sudan is full of talent. So just to mention a few, I think we have to say thank you to all South Sudanese who came out. But this video is to make sure at least I also inform you that Emmanuel Waswa sent in his apology through YouTube, and he said he's so sorry, and he sat down with Angela Katatumba, and they made some reckless comments. Of course, he admitted the fact that it was wrong of him to do that, and also he mentioned that he wants forgiveness from South Sudanese. And this is the clip from Emmanuel Waswa. Please listen to it, and then we'll continue from here.
My name is Waswa Emmanuel. To all those people who support Big Exclusive, I have a problem I've been having misunderstandings with the Sudanese community, the South Sudanese artists who came along, and they were so tough with me, alongside Angela Katatumba, basing on the interview we did. We had an interview with Angela. It was like in August, 5 months back. In that interview, we did some bad comments which were not good towards the community. This hurt them so much. We were talking about our own opinions, but Sudanese people went so mad against me, and I apologized. I told them it was a mistake, we shall not do it again.
Yes, I think as you have heard from the clip and from Emmanuel Waswa himself, he is so sorry for what he did, and he is asking for forgiveness from all South Sudanese. And the only mistake that he keep repeating is the fact that he's still calling us Sudanese. So I think that one also, I think he might want to apologize again, because we have been saying this. South Sudan is a nation, is a country, is an independent country, and we are referred to as South Sudanese, not as Sudanese. So this is another thing that I think Waswa need to be informed on. And I want to say some few things in regard to this incident. I think it has given us a hint of how, you know, we have to embrace ourselves as East African. It also gives us a view of how we should repackage ourselves as South Sudanese and send out a message that wouldn't be taken differently. So, and also it has shown us how strong the media power is, how strong social media or social platform can be. You have seen that this has been trending for some time, and it called for Emmanuel Waswa to come out and apologize to South Sudanese. So we are here to make sure at least we are not taken wrongly. We are here to express ourselves as South Sudanese, and we are also here to make sure we collaborate and we coexist with our neighboring brothers and sisters from the neighboring countries. So that being said, sometimes people have perceptions about South Sudan, and some believe that South Sudanese are violent people. And I think we have seen now that South Sudanese are not violent community. We do always express ourselves, and we do correct things when they go wrong. So I want to applaud Emmanuel Waswa, and I want to tell him that, Emmanuel, your apology on behalf of South Sudanese, I can say your apology is accepted. Just that the mistake you have done again, you have apologized on a platform where South Sudanese are not able to get your apology. So please do come out and apologize on platforms that South Sudanese will be able to understand that, yeah, you did a mistake, you are sorry for it. And of course, no one is an island, no one cannot make mistakes. We believe that each one of us can make mistakes. We are human beings and we are prone to mistakes. So when I watched the video, the apology video on YouTube, it was in Luganda. Not until the last part of it is when that Emmanuel Waswa came out and he briefly talked about the mistake and also apologized. So I think for us to fit in, or for Uganda to fit into other East African countries, let's also learn to communicate using the right language to the right audience. If this apology was directed to South Sudanese, then I would urge Emmanuel and all the Ugandan colleagues, counterparts who are supporting the fact that he apologized, to make sure at least he used the right platforms and used the right language, because the video is too long. It's more than, I think, 8 minutes, and toward the last part of the video is when Emmanuel apologized. So I would urge that, and the YouTube channel is a platform that is being followed much by, you know, our brothers from Uganda, and because it is more of a Luganda content YouTube channel. So I would urge that, of course, through other channels like Calvin did. Calvin came out on Facebook, and most of South Sudanese reacted on his comment, on his postings, and most of South Sudanese expressed themselves on that posting, or that time on Calvin timeline. So it is also good for Emmanuel Waswa to do the same, or if he doesn't have huge following, then he should also make sure he talk to people like Calvin to help him at least to express this apology to South Sudanese. I'm very sure none of South Sudanese, only few might have seen the apology. But it's good for South Sudanese to know that you have man up enough and apologize for the mistakes, for the reckless statements you made against our music industry. And not only that, you know, making a mockery out of our legend Mantani, who died some few months ago. So that being said, we are really happy that we are on the same page, and we are happy that some Ugandans in the music industry knows that South Sudanese are talented, they're coming up, and they're doing music well. So the last thing but not least, I would like also to urge Angela Katatumba to come out strongly and apologize to South Sudanese, because as much as Emmanuel Waswa was trying to mock South Sudanese, she was laughing her heart out, and I don't know what she was laughing at. You know, if it is because of the passing on of Matani, or is it because South Sudanese are branded as lack of as not talented people, or what was she laughing about? So it is, if I was the one being interviewed, I would have calmed down the situation. I would have corrected Emmanuel Waswa to tell him that South Sudanese are talented, but she went on laughing and laughing and laughing, and that really, you know, it also add more injury to the already existing problem. So we would also urge Angela Katatumba to come out clean and apologize to South Sudanese, because as I mentioned earlier, I don't need to remind Angela Katatumba that South Sudan is is the market for the music, for Ugandan music, and not only Ugandan music but even East African music as a whole. So I don't want to use it to condemn or to use it as a tool, you know, to call for apology. But as long as you know that this is a music industry, is a business, and you will not want to disappoint your clients, you will not want to hurt your clients, because if at all Angela will one day perform in South Sudan, then she has to come out clean and apologize to South Sudanese for being part of this reckless statement that was made by Emmanuel Waswa. Last but not least, I'm very happy that, you know, our voice were heard, and we made our points very clear, and we cannot take this from anybody who feels like South Sudanese are not talented. And also in the last video I mentioned that South Sudanese have talents in not only in music but in other careers. You have seen the kickboxing champion who took the crown from Golola Moses. We have seen our basketball national team, which is doing great. We have seen our great artists like Dynamic and so many other artists who are doing great. So this is not something that we should take for granted. Of course, we have challenges just like any other industry, and the same applies to Uganda and other countries around East Africa. So I cannot say this is our only challenge, that South Sudanese we are having issues with our talent or our skills or the industry we're in. This is an issue that is affecting everyone, not only in South Sudan. So, and that being said, it doesn't mean that we don't have artists who are talented. And as mentioned by Calvin, we have people like Silver X, we have people like Dynamic, the Sudanese Child, we have people like Lady Cola, we have people like Mr. Lengs, we have people like, you know, a lot of artists, to mention John Frog and so forth. And I'm very happy that at least our brothers from the East African community have started noticing our music and even, you know, giving some names of the artists that are doing music in South Sudan. That's a good way to go. And the level of ignorance, of course, will come down with time, and we'll talk vocally about it. We'll make sure we don't leave any stone unturned, especially when we are undermined in any of the industries we're in. We'll be able to speak out and make sure our voices are heard. And just being said, I would like to mention a few things also about this incident, because, you know, it has given us a thought that if there's at all a way we can, you know, have a unified way of doing concerts, to help us, because South Sudanese also would want to, you know, to have concerts in Uganda. Of course, some of them have been doing concerts in Uganda, but now that we are being taken for granted, I watched Mr. Green's videos and I was very impressed, and I wonder how Angela could be laughing her heart off. Yet this guy really made her popular and famous, because if you look at the song that Mr. Green did with Angela, if not Mr. Green, that song would have been trash. Let's be honest. So, and that shows how much we're talented. Go to YouTube and watch Mr. Green songs, and make sure at least you subscribe to his channel. He's doing very great. I was surprised. He's a very talented guy. He has talent in music, and he has very good, cool videos online. And Uganda is his second home. Most of us, Uganda is just our next door, is our home where we run to. Myself, I'm half Ugandan because it's my second home. I studied in Uganda, and I'm proud of Ugandans. I respect them, but of course it has to be two ways. As much as we respect you guys, you also need to respect us and show us some respect in terms of music and other things we do together. That being said, I would like to say thank you so much to Emmanuel Waswa for coming out clean. That is being brave. That is being a man. that is being sorry for the mistake you do, but use the right platform. South Sudanese are still waiting to hear from you. Of course, your apology is played here. We have heard your voice, but it will be good for those who don't follow Side Mirror SSD to be able to get your apology using other platforms, because tomorrow, next tomorrow, you never know, you'll be in South Sudan, doing interviews, or even collaborating with other media content creators in South Sudan, and we can do a lot of things together as one people, as good neighbors, sisterly countries, and so forth. So I would urge you to do that as soon as possible. And thank you so much, South Sudanese across the globe, for standing with us. My name is Atem Sujin. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do hit the subscribe button and support your only platform where South Sudanese issues are discussed, where the most trending issues are highlighted, and where we make sure at least we communicate and converse with each other. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Mr. Emmanuel Waswa. Of course, still, if you need some support or trainings on journalism and how to come up with impartial stories, please, we still stand with our offer. We can support you, we can coach you on how to do some good content that is impartial and that is based on facts. Thank you so much. My name is Atem Sujin.